He became wanted by the FBI. Would he ever be captured? Hello, true crimerers. This is the case of Michelle Torres. Viewer discretion is advised. Michelle Torres was born in November of 1967, and at one point in her life, she marries this man here, Michael McGuffey. The two of them would go on to have one child together, and they were living in Mount Vernon, Washington. Pretty early on in their marriage, allegations of abuse would surface. Michael physically and emotionally abusing Michelle. 5 years into their marriage, Michelle finally files for divorce, despite the fact that Michael had threatened to kill her if she did. Michelle, who would go by Shelley to everyone, began to work at a restaurant, and she was planning to save up enough so she could move out of town. On September 27th, 1993, Michelle asked Michael if he could meet her at the restaurant she worked at because they had to do some joint tax return. The plan was to meet inside the restaurant. However, when she got to the parking lot, she parked and she saw Michael walking directly towards her vehicle, and she promptly locks the door. This is a recreation. But somehow, someway, Michael convinces her to unlock the door and let him in the car. Within moments, there would be witnesses who saw some sort of argument or altercation taking place in the car. Before anyone could intervene, Michael took out a gun and he shot Shelley multiple times. And this was obviously at very close range. Michael got out of the car and he took off. No one was able to capture him. Shelley Torres would be pronounced deceased, and an immediate manhunt began for Michael McGuffey, eventually landing himself on the FBI's wanted list. They did find his car, I guess, later in Everett, Washington, but it was abandoned. He wasn't there with it. His case airs on Unsolved Mysteries, America's Most Wanted, but at that time of airing, they didn't really get any leads that led to his capture. However, there was a re-airing of an America's Most Wanted episode, and in 2001, they finally get a tip about Michael's whereabouts. He was in Guadalajara, Mexico, where he remarried and had another child. The FBI was able to locate him in Mexico, and they arrested him. In 2002, he would end up pleading guilty to the murder of his ex-wife. He would claim that she provoked it. He blamed it on her. What a guy. Unbelievably, he was sentenced to just 26 years and 8 months in prison for the brutal murder of his ex-wife and the mother of one of his children. But prison is where he remains to this very day. He will be eligible to be released in 2028.